If your lead source was to die off tomorrow, would your team actually stay with you or would they leave? Really good testament of if you're a good leader or not.
Dean Kozora, he is a renowned sales strategist known for helping businesses scale.
You have a lot of agencies saying they're going to take you to $1 million a month, but they've never had a company at $1 million a month. And I was like, well, I've done all these things. There's 17 different teams who've taken over $1 million a month. Most people break with scale because they're not prepared to break the pipe. They don't think it's going to break when they 2x marketing or 3x spend or bring more leads in. Business owners, your vision has to be so big that everyone on your team's vision can fit inside of it. And I mean, as long as they're getting paid well, they'll stay. As long as they know that's a reality for them.
What kills a sales culture fastest?
Piss poor leadership.
All right, so I wanted to ask you, Dean, so how did you, like, walk me through, how did this all start out where you started, like, building out sales teams for companies?
Yeah, it's a really good question. So I did it internally for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So I did it internally for a few companies, learned the process, procedure, everything needed from recruiting, hiring, onboarding, building systems, building processes, training sales reps, getting management meeting, working with upper level management. And I started to realize over time that it was cool doing it for other companies, but a lot of other people in the industry needed my help.
Sure.
And
when you say industry, like what industry are you primarily working in?
So the high ticket industry.
High ticket space. Okay.
Yes, high ticket info product.
And for everybody out there, so we train like 161 industries. High ticket is one of those, obviously. High ticket is more like info products, informational products, could be real estate courses that teach you how to invest in real estate, could be anything from dating courses on how to date better people to really anything.
Yes. So I worked internally for a few info product space companies and we did really well. And I just started to see that no one's sales process was really locked in.
Right.
You know, I'd opt into people's staff. I wasn't getting called. I mean, no one was handling their CRM correctly. And it just led to us doing this for other companies. It was kind of a one-off for most people.
Okay.
And then they started to get amazing results. And we started offering things to the market and everyone wanted it. And I'm like, okay, we have to decide what route we're going to take. Like I was doing a lot of different things kind of pro bono. And I just started to realize the system, process, procedure, recruiting side of the sales team was what I liked.
Okay.
I know you like the training.
So more of the sales, like the systems of it. You got to hire the people, you got to onboard them.
Exactly.
How do you track leads?
Exactly. So you do all the stuff that I don't like doing, the training of reps.
Sure.
And I probably do all the stuff most reps hate doing,
right?
Which is the actual crux of how this thing works.
Both of those things are important. So when you were looking at that, like when you made that decision to start your own company doing that, like what gaps did you see in the market where you're like, hey, we could solve this better than anybody else?
What it really came down to was I didn't see anyone doing it that had actually done it internally for a company before.
Really? Okay.
I mean, the reality in the info product space is there's a lot of people out here, even in sales training, there's a lot of sales trainers that haven't done what they say they've done.
Sure.
And it's kind of the same thing in the sales consultancy space in the info product world, where you have a lot of agencies saying they're going to take you to $1 million a month, but they've never had a company at $1 million a month.
They've never done it themselves. Yeah.
They've never managed a team there.
Yeah.
And so I saw a gap in that there were a lot of people selling things they had never actually done or been to. And I was like, well, I've done all these things.
Yeah.
Like we've had a team at $5 million a month. Like I took a team from 1 to 5 million a month in 5 months. Like I know the insanity that takes. I've had another one from 300 to 1 million, another one 600 to 1.6 in 2 months. Like I can go on and on. I think there's 17 different teams who've taken over $1 million a month.
Yeah.
It's like I've done it a bunch of times, but I don't know many other consultancies, agencies, consultants that have actually done it.
Yeah.
So the big gap I saw in the space was everyone said they would do it, but like when you actually do your research, most people haven't actually.
Most never have the background. They're just like studying a course where they teach you how to do it. But here's the thing. I always say, Tony Robbins says it best. He says you can steal somebody's content, but you can never steal their wisdom and their experience. And that's the most important part, because somebody could like start taking some of my courses and try to copy it, but they're not the ones that lived it in the trenches. Like as a salesperson, like I sold, like inventing that methodology, right? So you can't steal somebody's wisdom or experience in that content. You'll never be to the same level.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, you can usually see really quickly, and you can probably see it when you review sales calls, someone that says they're really good or someone that maybe has a knockoff version of NEPQ.
Sure.
Pretty much see quickly when you review a call that it's not quite there. Like 80% and 100% are very different.
Sure.
And we usually see when we come into companies that have had another consultant, another agency in there, where they're missing. They have never looked at the pipeline. They've never looked at onboarding. Right? A big thing with sales teams that I think most people miss is onboarding. Everyone's just like, well, here's some calls, go on.
Yeah.
oh, buddy, like
Yeah.
that's a problem.
Well, I think especially in like the high ticket space, because a lot of those companies have a lot of their reps virtual. And so like they don't really have any control of what they're doing, what they're not doing. They're 1099. So like they're working from their home saying, hey, go through these training calls. And it's like, you're not really able to monitor that well unless they're in the office, you know?
It's so hard too. So you need to set up a way to actually get them onboarded properly where they know all the stuff. Because as a sales rep, what do you want to do? You want to sell.
Yeah.
Like that's
you want to make money.
Yeah, exactly. But the problem is like until you become familiar with what you're actually selling, it becomes kind of difficult.
Yeah.
You can be really good at sales. And I know you could sell something without knowing the product, but
Probably.
99.9% of people out there are not you.
Yeah.
So like to cater to those people in most of the teams, like we need to make sure they're fully aware of the product, fully aware of the company. They know not everything.
So like this process, you take them down. So that's what I talked about. So what have you and your team learned about like onboarding that most people actually get wrong?
It's not actually, there's two things. Number one, it's not actually about showing them the sales calls and how the salespeople operate. It's more about teaching them the process of the company.
Okay.
Because most people come in with a base skill of sales.
Sure.
And you're not going to make them better at sales in 7 days. Because,
course, yeah.
I mean, you could, sure, but it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So like most people are teaching sales when they should really be teaching product.
Here's what the products are. Here's what they solve. Here's what they...
Yeah, like if you're selling a health offer, right, get used to the lingo.
Yeah.
Right, get used to what you're talking about. If you're talking about a certain detox, or maybe you're talking about a specific programming in fitness, or maybe you're talking about a specific way that Amazon does this.
Yeah.
Like get used to that lingo because the people that are coming in are going to be more intelligent than you.
Yeah.
So that's the first one. And the second one, and we actually might disagree on this one, but I don't think every salesperson should sell every product.
In what way? Like for the company that they're offering?
For the company that they're offering. And I'm happy to disagree on it. But I mean, the most simple example is a very overweight person selling fitness, right? There's miscongruency.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
And
I could see that. Yeah, I could see that.
I call it.
It depends on what it is, right?
100%. I've caked up a term that I call your ISRP.
Yeah.
And I've made it up. It's not mine, but maybe someone said it before. It's your ideal sales rep profile.
Sure.
And like there's an ideal type of person that's going to sell your product well. Sometimes it's women, sometimes it's men, sometimes it's a certain age. So I think a lot of people confuse that like someone good at sales, they might not be good at sales here. They're like, oh, he was great there. Well, when you switch industries and not just full industries, but maybe sub industries and what we're talking about, becomes a little more difficult.
Yeah, there's definitely some exceptions. I totally agree. Like if you're in health and fitness and you show up and it's a virtual call and you're 300 pounds overweight, the prospect's probably looking at you a little bit like you're not even doing what they're saying to do. That would be a little bit different, right? Than if you sold like cars or something, you know, it's a little bit different.
A really good example here is I had a health company, detox company. And dude, I was hiring tons of high ticket sales reps and they were good. I hired a couple chiropractors who had zero sales experience. I mean, they sold in their office, so they had sales experience, but not like we do.
Sure.
And high ticket closers, 25% close rate, chiropractors, 40 to 45.
Right.
Very little sales experience, tons. What's the difference? They understood the product so well that they spoke about it when they weren't at work. Right? I mean, I'm sure
you know how to frame it. Yeah.
They knew how to frame it, but they knew the nuances. And I don't think a lot of people when they're building teams think about it. Who is your actual audience that you're talking to? Who are your salespeople talking to? If you are an accounting firm selling to older gentlemen and you have a 22-year-old male show up and talk to them about money, it's
to take their advice. Yeah.
Exactly. Right. And you can
unless that 22-year-old is exceptionally good or been like trained really good to sell and communicate, which is an exception.
Exactly.
It'd be better to have somebody that's a little bit more towards the prospect's age, 100%.
Unless they've been trained by you, it's going to be
there.
difficult.
You go. I like that.
But here's the thing too, is like always you can split test it. Take a really good rep and someone who just fits the profile of who communicates well with your person, and just put them to bat. See how they do.
Yeah.
And if there's not a difference, I'm wrong. It's okay. There usually is though.
What's it? That's really good advice. Everybody write that down. What he just said. That's really brilliant. Another thing I wanted to ask you: what are some mistakes you see a lot of companies make trying to scale that a lot of companies just don't think about?
I don't think people opt into their stuff often enough. So we meet with a lot of business owners, and when they come in, we run an audit on the front end because I want to see what's going on. I want to see what's broken. Yeah. And I always ask them, when's the last time you've opted in? Well, last week. Okay, what's your speed to lead time? How quick are you called? What does your pre-call look like? All that good stuff. And they have no idea. But I don't think people opt in enough to actually understand their process as a whole, AKA leads coming in the door, clients going in on the back end. They don't really understand what's happening there, how many
The
touch points.
process. Okay.
Yeah, so they think if I put more in here, I'll get more out here. But I mean, what happens when you overload this engine with things, it explodes.
Sure.
Like everything in the middle. So what they're not seeing is like, hey, if you all of a sudden 2x your lead flow and your setters or SDRs, however you want to view them, don't have a proper process for all leads, I mean, you're starting to leak leads.
Yeah,
on the back
falling through the cracks.
Back end of closers, right? How's their follow-up going? Like, do we have something to catch everything? So I always look at this as like a pipe, for example. Leads come in, clients come out. Where are your potential drop-offs? And do you have a workflow, a system, a process to catch those and put them right back up? And so most people break with skill because they're not prepared to break the pipe. They don't think it's going to break when they 2x marketing or 3x spend or bring more leads in, and things slip out and they're like, well, profitability is going to shit. And it's like, well, it's not actually, your people just aren't really set up to follow a proper process.
Yeah, they're not even following up. They're just going from, and we've had that problem, originally we get freaking thousands of leads a day. Sometimes they just, in the past, they just fall through the cracks because they're just on to the next new lead that just came in, whereas they've got all these leads that they've left one message for, so 100%.
Yeah, so you really need to be hyper-focused on what's happening in between where those leads come in and when clients close, and more specifically, like the outer sides.
Yeah.
Like the people that are coming in, the faster you get to them, as higher response rate, more out.
And I think it's not just even business owners should understand. I think the salesperson needs to understand that process because when I was in sales, like I understood, like I would go through like the funnels or whatever it was because I wanted to see where the lead was coming from and what they were seeing. So when they came to me or when I got them on the phone, I kind of already had an idea of what they saw. I wasn't just like guessing. And I see so many salespeople have no clue where the leads are coming from.
Hey guys, Jeremy Miner here. A lot of you guys keep asking me really good questions in the comments on how to sell more. So the easiest way to actually get a hold of me is to actually text me way faster. So 480-418-6755. So text me at 480-418-6755 because here's the deal. I started this sales training company to help you finally master sales and persuasion once and for all, which is I know what you want to do. So text me and then let's get back to the show.
They have no clue. And then it's as a salesperson too, you have to think of the hottest areas. Someone that's already been pitched and knows the price, and then someone that's just opted in. Everyone in between is somewhere else. You can figure them out. But if I'm in sales, I've got my speed to lead, people that have opted in, giving me their info. And then I'm also looking at the other side of like, if there's people on my team and it's rules of engagement, I can call someone after X amount of days if no one's reached out. Those people already know what we have.
Yeah.
They just have an objection or two waiting.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go handle those and I'm going to move these people along.
Yeah, it's so true. When it comes to hiring, like what are some top qualities or maybe some soft skills that you guys look for when you're going to place somebody with a company? What are some top qualities and soft skills you're like, hey, they have to have these things for us to place in a company?
So there's a couple things, and I'll start at the top. The first one is you need to be a solid communicator. Like it's a weird one, right? But it has to be said.
Sure.
Right. If you show up on a Zoom call on your iPhone and you're outside, like walking around, I don't know, like it doesn't look too good.
Yeah.
Right. And you have to be able to hold a normal conversation, right? If I'm talking to you and interviewing you and we're having just a normal conversation, you have to be able to talk to me like I'm a person. Otherwise, how am I going to expect that you talk to my prospects or people? Not that well. But the thing I look for once I figure someone can communicate well, they're an okay person, they show up well, they dress well, they look nice, they can show up on camera well, is I want to look at life experience.
Okay.
Right? We can look at sales experience, yes. But I want to deem what you find hard. Right? So we always ask a question. Can you tell me about a time you had a difficult experience and how you navigated it? And their response to that is going to be everything.
What are you looking for in that response?
Something that they deem as hard.
Okay.
So what I'm looking for is like, what do you deem as difficult? Right? Because if you tell me one of the most difficult things you had is your mom didn't do your laundry and you had to do it yourself, it's like,
That's a red flag for you.
That's a red flag, right? So you're going to respond, but I'm looking at how you respond. Now, if you tell me about a time when you're driving in the desert and your tire blew out and it was 120 degrees and you had to wait 5 nights, it's like, okay, like that guy knows what difficult is.
Sure.
So when I ask him to do things, aka dial leads, do normal salespeople stuff, he's not really viewing it as a problem. So I want to see what they view as difficult, but before that, I want to see, can they communicate? And then after that, what I start to look for is industry experience.
If they have any experience with high ticket
or in that sub context of high ticket.
What would you say? What do you say the best companies in the space that you place in? What do they do differently as far as like getting sales reps to thrive in that environment that most companies don't do.
Leaderboard and bonus structure.
Tell us about that.
So leaderboard, I mean, we're in sales. Competitive is our nature. Yeah, you have to be. And if you don't know where you're at in comparison to the rest of the team, it's kind of like you're siloed.
Yeah.
So you kind of need to see, if you have 10 people on your team, who's in first and who's in last. Because the top 3 are always going to fight.
Yeah.
Top 1, top 2, top 3, they're always going to fight. They're going to want to one up the next person. They're going to work harder. And the people at the bottom, no offense, you kind of need to see that you're there, right? If you're not doing well, you kind of need to let everyone know, not by saying it, but by looking at the board.
Yeah.
I'm not doing so hot this month.
I need to flip the leaderboard.
Yeah. So you need a leaderboard. And then the second thing past it, I blanked for a second. The second thing past it is bonus structure.
Bonus, yeah.
Right? Because like we want them to always be reaching for something. Leaderboard, you're always reaching to one up someone. Bonus structure, you're always looking to personally get a little bit more.
Yeah.
So these two things, like if you want a rep to go above and beyond, they need to be chasing someone and they need to be chasing something. And when you accomplish those two things, it's like that is the culture I want to be around.
Culture you want. For someone who's listening who wants to be like a great salesperson, maybe they're new to sales, they want to be great. What are some things that you found that they really need to start doing, maybe those first 90 days, 6 months when they get that job to really become good at sales?
Cut your teeth on every lead that you can. My first 9 to 12 months in sales, I think I worked 10 hours a day every day.
Yeah.
I talked to everyone that wanted to talk to me, and I would make offers to everyone because I just needed to learn how to communicate with people and how people would seem when they're in the buying pocket because I just didn't know.
Yeah.
So like the first little bit, I know you want those inbound leads. I know you want the hot and readies. You want the big deals. You want whatever's going to pay you the most. But you have to think about the people that have those have cut their teeth quite a bit.
Yeah.
So you need to cut your teeth on some leads, make some dials, get your dial rate up there, call as many people as you can, talk to some burn leads, like do all the things to start being a natural conversationalist of the brand, of being in sales. And then from there, pass them off to you because you can teach them.
Well, it's the reason why that's so important is because without that experience talking with leads, like you don't start to recognize patterns like that you're going to start hearing in their tone. Like if you're calling, you're going to start eventually after you called a lot of people and talk to them, you're going to start recognizing like the tonality shifts when they're hesitant compared to if they're really interested. So you don't know that in the beginning until you like go through a bunch and your brain starts to recognize patterns.
Yes. I think a lot of people when they come in, they want it exactly how they've seen it online. And that's okay. I think we all want the best of the best, but you kind of need to prove yourself. Like sales is kind of a eat what you kill scenario.
It's performance.
Yeah. It's all performance. And like, if you're not performing at the top, like the leader of the team is not going to give you the best leads. I'm sorry.
It's like John Madden. You are what your record says you are. I always say you are what your commission checks say you are. Like your skill level is what your commission check says you are. Like nothing more, Yeah,
there's no confusion when the top rep gets the best leads. We know they're going to close them at the highest rate. So like from a business owner perspective, if I know they're going to do better with these people, I'm going to give it to them. So like you kind of need to prove yourself.
Yeah, of course, 100%. A lot of good salespeople can actually underperform if the company's systems are not put together that well. What's one of the first things, like when you do these audits or when a company brings you in, what's like one of the first things you look for in their systems to like switch or possibly change when their reps aren't succeeding?
Yeah, this is a good one. So it's going to be a long answer. I hope that's okay.
That's good. You're good.
So when I look at anything, man, I view it like if I'm looking at a team, I'm in macro viewpoint, right? 30,000 foot up. I want to look at data because data is going to tell me exactly what's going on. And then when I see data not where I want to, aka low close rate, a low show rate, low dials, then I zoom in and start to find the problem, right? So it's not a matter of let me just like tear this thing apart. The data tells everything, right? You are what your commission checks
numbers
are.
in here. Yeah.
You're your numbers. So if your numbers are off or a certain thing is off, like if we have a low show rate, I'm going to start looking at the SDR conversations. I'm going to start looking at the pre-call that comes from closers. Right. So the data is very, very macro.
Okay.
And then it points where I need to go micro. So like with every company, it's a little bit different, but it's not a matter of like, there's a million things to look at. There's really kind of like 3 levers. Like you have leads, booked calls, closed deals. What's happening between those and where can we dive in?
Yeah. It could be the email sequences that go out before they book the call could be like so salesy that they're just, running them off, or the show up rates are not. It could be something that easy.
You want to hear a really funny story?
Yeah, I'd like to hear it.
We have a company, they were out in Vegas. I won't say the name, but we opt into people's stuff because we want to see what's going on before. I opted in I booked a call. In 24 hours, I got 18 emails and 7 texts. And they're like, we have a low show rate. I was like, well, I mean, you're bothering people.
Yeah.
Like no one called me.
Yeah.
But your email system sent me 18 emails and I got a ton of texts. Like, well, no wonder we have a low show rate. Why don't we just get rid of it all?
You're desperate. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, it's really funny because when I brought it up to him, he's like, I had no idea. He's like, we just kept adding things because we thought they needed it. And I was like, well, it goes back to the beginning of our conversation, like opt into your stuff, like let your stuff email you, let your people call you, let your system text you. Because what does happen over time is people build and build and build, but they don't forget that building adds on top of other things. And if you're not tearing down, it just gets wildly out of control.
Wow, that's so true. What would you say, like if a company's struggling to find sales talent and keep sales talent, what's usually the root cause of that?
They're not making enough money. So there's 2 things. It's either performance, aka money, or culture. And you can actually keep people that are not making a lot of money if your culture is good. I've seen it, and I'm sure there's been some people on your team that stay because the development is
the mission. Yeah.
But it's one of those 2. So like if the commission isn't high enough, the first thing is, well, what's the percent? Second thing is like, do they have enough leads? Third thing is, are they getting enough training and development to actually help them close the leads? The second one would be, is your culture. Like how are your team meetings an hour long of just BS? Do you have team meetings?
Yeah.
And so like you need to skate a fine line of making sure you're developing them as a human, keeping a nice culture, a good culture that you enjoy that's actually a reflection of the owner. But then the other side is like, if your people aren't paid well, they're not going to stay around.
Yeah.
Like we have families, we have mouths to feed. So like we need to make money. So it's one of those 2 things. And if you can fix both of those and have a solid comp structure and a solid culture, I mean, people will stay with you forever.
It's all about buying in the mission, right? Because the mission sometimes overtakes even the money they make. If they're bought into the mission and they're making good money or great money or have the potential to, they don't want to leave. But if they're not bought into the mission of the company, and I'm not talking about some boring mission statement, like we're here to serve clients, like, just the standard mission. But like if they're really bought into that mission, they believe in it and they're in it for that and they're making good money, it's pretty hard to go anywhere else.
Yeah. There's a thought process for business owners. Your vision has to be so big that everyone on your team's vision can fit inside of it.
That's true.
And if you can cast that large of a vision and everyone on your team can see their vision inside of it, I mean, as long as they're getting paid well, they'll stay. As long as they know that's a reality for them.
What's a big mistake you see a lot of business owners do when they're staffing sales teams?
They fire too slow.
Far too slow. Tell us about that.
I mean, we're paying for leads. Like if it's my company, let's say I'm paying $10 a lead and someone can call 100 a day. I mean, run the math on that, right? It's $1,000 a day per person. Right?
And in the high ticket space, it's a little bit different than, if you're selling life insurance or SaaS or different products. But what would you say like a good time is to know, like if this rep is not hitting these KPIs, you need to let them go?
If you're closing in the first 2 weeks, set a number. And if they don't close that number, scrap them.
Okay.
And it's a really, really good example here is like, I mean, you're never going to work as hard as you do in the beginning. And think of any relationship we've ever been in, right? Like when I first met my wife, I was texting her at 5 a.m. good morning, bringing her flowers every other day.
Right.
And it's like we were 9 years into our relationship, and it's not that those things don't happen,
sure,
but they don't happen as much. So like you're going to see someone work the hardest that they do in the beginning of any engagement with your company. So like the first 2 weeks, set a goal if you're closing. How many deals do they need to close? Maybe I give them 10 calls a week for 2 weeks and need to close 2. That's fine. Like that's really under KPI, but like that's fine. And if they close the 2, you keep them on. If not, you get them off. Now on the setting side, it's a little bit different. We're looking at dials, we're looking at inputs, right? It's a very different type of conversation. But like you usually know within the first 2 weeks. Setters, that can go a little bit longer, but closers, because you're paying someone to put the calls on the calendar or you're paying for the leads, you have to make a decision quick. Otherwise, you're just burning cash.
Yeah, so true. What would you say that is the single most important factor that determines whether a sales team like hits their numbers or kind of like stalls out?
The number one factor in them hitting their numbers or stalling out? Well, they need to know their numbers.
Sure. Okay.
So, I mean,
so they don't even know their numbers.
Yeah.
They should do.
Yeah. I mean, the only time a sales team stalls is if they're not doing anything or they don't have leads or their leader fails, so like, I don't see that happen very often, but sometimes it does. But a good leader is always going to find a way to bring excitement to calling old leads and re-engagement campaigns and whatnot. A good leader will do that. I've seen it happen time and time again. We've done it time and time again.
Yeah.
And a good test of a leader there is if your lead source was to die off tomorrow, would your team actually stay with you or would they leave? Really good testament of if you're a good leader or not.
Yeah.
Right. I always like to pull that one out and I ask people, and then when they say no, it's like, well, we've got some work to do then. But I mean, people stall out usually because of leadership, secondarily because of lead flow if they don't have it.
Yeah.
Past that, it's I think we have real problems if those two things are
Well, how do
lacking.
you determine a company that you're going to staff for can keep bringing in leads? Because I've seen that in that high ticket space that a lot of companies might be generating leads for, a year solid, and then all of a sudden accounts get shut down and 80% less leads the next day. So how do you guys kind of determine that? What do you guys do there?
That's a tricky one.
That's a tricky one
because we don't. I'll be really honest with you. Recruiting is not a home run every hit. It doesn't work like that. So like sometimes we do staff for companies and marketing dies, and then all of a sudden the reps are like, well, what happened? Everything was great 2 days ago.
Yeah.
The reality is, like, when we get in, we walk through their stuff first, right? If you have super non-compliant ads or some things are completely against code, or you're just like sending messages cold and
Valid.
we kind of look for the red flags right away.
Okay.
Because it's impossible to just see all green flags. Now, coming into a larger company, if you're doing $1 million plus a month, you probably have multiple forms of paid media. You probably have some sort of organic, some sort of DM set, or some sort of outbound email. If you have all of those things, it's like, well, if one dies, you're okay.
Yeah.
But like the smaller companies, those are more of where you're looking for the red flags.
True.
And if we don't see the red flags, we see revenue, they can prove their data, they can prove their numbers. We can play ball.
Good company place. Okay, so these are rapid fire questions. First word that comes to your mind when you think of a great salesperson.
Great salesperson, persuasive.
Like it. Most underrated sales skill.
Leadership.
That's really good. One book every salesperson or sales leader should read.
Psychology of Sales by Brian Tracy.
It's a good book. Love Brian. What's harder, finding top talent or keeping them long term?
Keeping them long term.
I'd like to dive into that. Favorite way to celebrate when a team hits their targets?
Give them something, not money.
Interesting. I like that. What would you give them?
Different for everyone. I'd find something that individual likes and I would buy that personally for them. So if you were into watches, I'd buy you a watch. If someone else was into vacations, I'd send them on a 2-day vacation.
I like that.
Here's the thing, and I'm sorry, I know rapid fire. Find what that person likes and give them something they like, because even if you were going to give them the equivalent of money, it wouldn't feel the same.
That's actually really good. If you weren't in sales, what completely different career would you try?
Oh, that's a good question. I always tell people if I wasn't in sales, I'd go greet people at Walmart. Just welcome to Walmart and have a good day. It'd be a little less stressful.
Yeah.
But if I wasn't in sales, that's a good question. I'd still be in fitness.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd be personal training, but I'd be doing something around fitness.
Something in fitness, that space.
Yeah.
What kills a sales culture fastest?
Piss poor leadership.
Good. What's one daily habit that keeps you sharp no matter how busy life gets?
Working out. You have to.
I love that. That's good. Keeps the brain functioning. Okay, so if you leave one piece of advice for any business leader listening to help consistently win with your team, what would that be?
Communicate with your team on a day-to-day basis. So people are going to work harder for you if they know that you care. And if they don't know, they won't care. It's kind of like the ideology of a prospect. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Yeah. And that might be a little against what you believe. But in leadership...
Oh, I believe that. I think that there's different ways that I think the term of like how you care thinks that like you're talking about the weather. It's not necessarily like how they view you, the results.
Absolutely. In leadership, it is really about how much you care.
Yeah.
You'll have someone follow you to the edge of the earth if they know you care for them.
For sure.
And not that they just know, but you show them.
Yeah.
So like what I like to do is I'll pull my phone out, and I took this from Ed Milet. It's not my thing.
Okay.
But Ed Milet, he said it in one of his podcasts years ago. Take your phone out and just record like a 30-second video. Jeremy, what's going on, man? Dean here. Hey, brother, just wanted to let you know I'm super grateful for you. Just wanted to let you know that you're an amazing human. Have a great day, and let me know what you need, and send it to him. You do those little things, and like people will follow you to the edge of the earth.
It's so true. And that's, one thing I love about you, and just so everybody knows, like, and pay attention, you want to hear this. We partnered with Dean's company, Hardly Selling, because we have so many of you that watch this show, or maybe you're one of our clients, or maybe you're in one of our Facebook groups or our community or anywhere. Maybe you follow me on social media, always hitting us up every day. We probably get hundreds a day, literally, like clients, non-clients, what opportunities out there, like what career opportunities, are out there, or like I'm looking for something different, and we just never we never could really send them anywhere. So now we're able to send you to Dean's staffing company if you're looking for like a career change. Maybe you sell whatever it is. You know, you could sell SaaS and you're like, I want to sell high ticket or be a remote closer or whatever it is. And so we partnered with Dean's company. So you want to make sure you go here, 7level.com/recruit if you're wanting to apply for some possible interviews with you guys. What's the process on that?
Yeah. So, and really quick on that, if you're looking for salespeople too, there will be a link on there.
Sure.
Where you can find salespeople there. The process on that is you go and apply, and we put you through a culture assessment. And the culture assessment is for us to determine how you actually communicate, how you are as a human. I mean, it doesn't really say, are you meant for sales or not, but we want to see your acumen for sales.
Yeah.
And then from there, we have you submit a video so we can see who you are, how you show up. Little PS to you here. Make sure you film it from a computer with a nice background. Don't use a recycled video. Don't film it outside. Like, you didn't present well. Yeah. And then we get on an interview with you to meet you, connect with you, and then we run a quick role play.
Yeah.
And that role play is going to help us determine what level of skill set you have.
Sure.
And then we match skill set and industry experience with companies.
So what type of companies do you typically place these salespeople in that are eligible?
Everything across the board. It's a lot of info product.
Okay.
We've got quite a few coming to us outside of that now. A little bit of insurance, not much. We could just start wrapping off industries, but a lot of it is remote sales.
Okay.
So it's remote, probably 80% info product, 20% not.
Okay.
We don't do much in person. I mean, but a lot of the reps are doing really well.
Yeah. So work from home opportunities, those type of things. The only caveat, if we already train your company that you work for, you cannot apply. That's obviously a conflict of interest. So if you already work for one of our companies that we train, if that's your boss, we will find out. We will find out. So do not apply if 7level already trains your company. So I'm excited to partner with you guys. You know, we were looking for an agency, a staffing agency to be able to solve that problem, because we have so many people that are always looking for opportunities. We just didn't know where to send them. And I've seen a lot of staffing agencies out there. I felt like we're just full of crap. And so I felt you guys were one of the legit few, and that's why I wanted to reach out to you guys.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I know everyone on my team does as well. We have it's kind of like why we started.
I know your business partner too, Will, you know.
Yep. It's kind of like why we started the business. We just didn't think everyone was doing it right. And when we actually started recruiting for companies, I told my team the only way I'm going to do it is if we do it different.
Yeah.
We have to put a lot of time, effort, and energy into it. And it costs us a lot of money, a lot of time, and more energy than I'd like to actually admit.
Sure.
But I think I know we have a really good process for it now that not just helps sales reps get into amazing opportunities, but on the business owner side as well.
Business owners, yeah.
Get amazing reps.
Yeah.
Right. And it's a matter of a lot of trial and error, but I didn't like how I'd seen it done. I'm not saying anything bad about any other recruiting agencies, but I wanted to do it a very specific way. I have a high standard for myself. So anything that has my name on it has a high standard behind it. Yeah. So we appreciate that.
100%. And likewise, if you're a business owner, you're looking for more salespeople to grow out your business to scale, make sure you go to 7level.com/recruit. And if you're an individual salesperson that's looking for a career change or opportunity, make sure you go to the same site, 7level.com/recruit. Dean, thanks for being on here. Look forward to working with you for several years to come. And that is it. Until next time, I will see you soon, everybody. Thank you.